It's 80s night here at the Brandon Walker College Football Show with Brandon Walker. I'm sorry. This shot has to go this way. The shot has to go this way. That's too much gray wall right there. That's too much gray wall. Continue. Also, one more thing. Not to throw Pete's guys under the bus or anything, but I broke that TV. I mean, somebody broke that TV 2 weeks ago. It's been 2 weeks. I go to Best Buy with $400, get a TV tonight.
Not that TV, brother.
Well, when did we order it? It's been 2 weeks. Fucking Pete. Dicking around, jerking off all around the country and can't buy a TV. I think you guys broke the phone lines or something while I was gone. 888-STOOL-22. There's nobody waiting. There's usually it's full. It's usually full. Well, what'd you do? Let me check in with YouTube. D. Jonesy, Caleb Krafsky, West Livingston, Troy Atwood, Kevin Golly, Mikey C. Bree Walker, Travis Park, West Livingston, first time, long time, exploring with Ben and Sam, Woods 2323, Baby Luigi, Jason Bradley, Casey Miller, Nolan Drake, Rob Wood, and Troy Atwood. It's 80s night here at the show. I think we're alone now. Doesn't seem to be anyone around. I think we're alone now. The beating of our heart is the only sound. It's 80s night. How's everybody doing out there? Hello, Casey Miller and Connor Sweeney and Michael Davis and Samuel Thornton's ugly ass. How you guys doing? 10X is in the chat. Hello? 10X is in the chat. 8.2 out of 10 hair today. B-Walk, left side can improve. Can I see it? See my hair? Okay. I just think the headphones got it. Hold on. Let's pull that. Okay, now you're too tight. Now. There we go. Look at that. Sexy as hell.
What's that new the thing behind you? The axe.
Oh, that's an axe.
When did we get that?
We got it Monday. Somebody sent it to Big Cat, and he gave it to me. We have a trophy replica maker, trophy maker, who gave us something when we were in Michigan, and then he sent Dan a Floyd of Rosedale, which is a big pig that you can see on PMT, and then he gave me that one. So that's Paul Bunyan's axe. If you turn it over, it's Minnesota side.
Cool.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Isn't there like 14 trophy games in the Big Ten or something ridiculous?
A lot of trophy games in the Big Ten. A couple people play for an old oaken bucket. The people play for an axe. Somebody plays for Floyd of Rosedale. That's a pig. A lot of trophies in the Big Ten.
I think we're like 2 years away from them creating a Rutgers, Maryland trophy that no one would care about.
The Golden Crab.
Something like that, or like just a turnpike.
What would a turnpike look like? Just a
straight,
line?
A piece of road, yeah, a piece of asphalt. We play rivalry weekend every year, and neither team cares.
It's not that neither team cares. You just both suck so much.
Yeah, right, yeah. That doesn't help.
Yeah. Jason Bradley says, hi, Katie. Okay. Down, boys. Katie Simps are out in full force. I'm hungry. USC chances of the playoff, pretty good. Pretty good. I think a Pac-12 team is going to the playoff. I think a Pac-12 team is going to the playoff. TCU is going to lose twice. They're going to lose this week to Texas. Then they're going to lose to Baylor. They're going to be a non-factor. Big 12 is going to be a non-factor. ACC is going to be a non-factor. I think the Pac-12 will be our last chance to avoid a possible double Big Ten, double SEC. That's a big possibility right now. Double Big Ten, double SEC. I hope not. But if Pac-12 survives, then it's going to be double SEC, Pac-12, and Ohio State, Michigan winner. UCLA over USC? I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. I have – this weekend slate of games isn't great. I wrote down my 8 favorite plays for this weekend because I am the best college football mind in America, and I have written down my plays. If you'd like to hear them, give me what in the chat?
Give me a hell yeah.
Don't give me that. Don't give me that. Give me yeses in the chat if you'd like to hear my plays. If not, I'm not going to read them. Albert Moore says, hell no. That's negative. My beard be looking good, though. My beard be looking good. PD says, Katie, you're the most beautiful in the office. And yet, when Ben Mintz ranks body parts, here are my 8 plays. Should I go in order of when they play or order my favorite? Because here's my 2 favorite. I'll go in order of my favorite. My 3 favorite plays. Number 1, Auburn, -1.5 against A&M. This time of the year, we have a bunch of dead programs out there. Teams that have nothing to play for. Teams that are a dead stick. Texas A&M is dead. Deader than dead. They're just floating in the water right now. They have no gas, no engine. Auburn is at least playing hard. Did you watch them last week? Carnell Williams, Cadillac Williams on the sideline, running around, jumping. The players are playing for him. They're hugging. They're high-fiving. They're almost winning. Auburn wants to play for Cadillac Williams. A&M players don't want to play right now for Jimbo Fisher. They're done. They're donezo. And this game's at Auburn. Energy over there. Auburn -1.5 against A&M. Hammer play. Number 2, my second favorite pick of the week. North Carolina is 8-1, and they're number 15 in the country. They have been one of the great stories of the ACC this year. They're awesome. They're fantastic. They score a lot of points. Drake May's a Heisman contender. And they're going to Wake Forest, and they're 3.5-point underdogs. You know why? Because Wake Forest is about to beat the piss out of them. Sam Hartman and that offense can score, and North Carolina's defense is garbage, trash, and they've been getting up 28-31 to bad teams. Wake Forest, I'm going to alternate line this to like 12. I think Wake Forest hammers North Carolina. My last super-duper whale hammer play of the day, of the week. TCU has been a nice story, lovely story. Max Duggan, offense, score points, hurt every quarterback they play, win games, 8-0, 9-0, whatever they are. Oh, it's a great story. Number 4. Texas is about to beat the shit out of them. Texas, as long as – pray for Quinn Ewers. Pray for Quinn Ewers because starting quarterbacks go to die against TCU. But Texas is going to beat TCU to sleep. I think Texas is going to win by 3 or 4 touchdowns. That's my 3 hammer plays. My non-hammer plays that are also hammer plays, I like Arkansas +3 against LSU. LSU beat Alabama. LSU control their destiny in the West. LSU, story of the week. Why are they 3-point favorites against Arkansas, who just lost to Liberty? You know why? Because Arkansas is about to win the fucking football game. Arkansas +3. Jordan Love era says, don't say Iowa, Brandon. You might as well light your money on fire. That's an interesting take. My next pick, Iowa. +1 against Wisconsin. Wisconsin, interim coach. They're not very good either. Their offense doesn't score a lot of points. They lose a lot of games. And Iowa, don't look now, but they scored 33 a couple weeks ago, 24 last week. Iowa at home. Iowa. Hammer. Louisville +7 against Clemson. Clemson shouldn't be 7-point favorites against Air right now. They can't score. Southern Miss Coastal under 49. Grayson McCall out. Southern Miss has a very good defense. What's the best place to eat in Starkville? Depends, David Thomas. What do you want? If you want kind of expensive, you go to Restaurant Tyler or the Guest Room. The Guest Room is in Restaurant Tyler, so it's really the same place. The Guest Room is a speakeasy downstairs that you can eat. If you want just good sit around, bar food, great atmosphere, sit on the deck, enjoy some beer, eat some chicken wings, eat the best food you've ever had, Two Brothers in the Cotton District. And if you want to spend $300, go to 44 Prime. That's Roy Oswalt Steak Restaurant in the middle of Starkville, 44 Prime. You'll spend $300-$400, but it'll be good. That's where I met new Mississippi State head coach Chris Jans, who coaches the Mississippi State men's basketball program, who this Friday night will be playing the Akron Zips in the main event of the Barstool Sports Invitational, our first ever basketball tournament that we host in the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. We got the opener, Toledo and UAB at 5 o'clock Eastern time. Dan's going to be singing the national anthem. Jake Marsh on color, on play-by-play. Dan and Dave on color. I'll be hosting the between-game shows. There'll be Yak basketball. All manner of people that still work at Barstool and care about this place will be working there and doing their part. Cheese sticks, fried pickles, and beer. Are you asking me to rank them? Cool Hand Lambo says, Brandon, do you think that Kirby Smart's history with quarterbacks such as Justin Fields and JT Daniels will scare away future recruits at Georgia? No, because recruits are stupid. And recruits like money. They like money. They like pussy. They like cars. They like things that impress 17 and 18-year-olds. Kirby Smart can't really coach quarterbacks very well. Definitely can't coach star quarterbacks. Doesn't mean he's not getting them. He got 2 5-stars last year. He's got Vandergriff on the bench. He'll get another 5-star this year. Recruits are kind of stupid. Did I give you all my plays yet? Oh, Mississippi State plus 16 against Georgia. Brandon, will Token CEO be in Philly? I imagine the CEO of the company will be at the Barstool event, yes. And where's that camera at?
My parents will be there, too.
When did we start using that camera?
It's Stanko. You can do anything.
Stanko can't do anything.
He can do things.
Watch this. Stanko, get married next year.
Done.
You said you were getting married in 2024.
There is an opening at a venue we like in June 2023.
Get fucked.
Damn. That
It's on the table.
That motherfucker was ready, too. Da, 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 da. All right, here we go. Here's your calls. Stanko, this computer is going to die because you did not plug it up. That's okay. I don't mind. Notice I don't see any calls from Tennessee right now. That's interesting. Real interesting. They lose last week, and all of a sudden they don't call anymore. We start with David in Tennessee. Go ahead, David.
Hey, Brandon. How's it going?
So good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I got 2 questions. First question is, do you think this Michigan team is better or worse than last year? And if Michigan makes the playoff, what do you think are their realistic chances of winning a national championship? Or do you think they just get smacked by Georgia again?
I don't know how we would know if Michigan's better or worse than last year. Last year, at least they played some sort of attempt at a non-conference schedule. And last year, we saw their whole year play out, and we got to see them beat Ohio State. We haven't got to see them play anybody yet this year. We haven't got to see them play anybody that would challenge them. So as of right now, they look pretty good, and I would say they compare favorably to last year. But last year at least had to go up against some opponents. So it's incomplete for me as far as that goes. Now, if they make the playoff, that means one thing has happened. Because if they lose to Ohio State, I don't think they can make it. So if they make the playoff, that means they have beaten Ohio State. And if they have beaten Ohio State on the road in Columbus, then they can win a national title. Because Georgia, while ahead of everybody, I don't think is that far ahead of everybody where it's not feasible that they could lose. So if Michigan beats Ohio State and gets the playoff, they can win a title. Can they do that? I don't think so. Those are my thoughts on the Michigan Wolverines.
All right. Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you. Chuck in Green Bay, go.
Hey there, Brandon. First time caller.
Thank you.
I was just wondering if you got to make your meal from any fast food place, like for me it would be Sprite from McDonald's, then a Frisco burger from Hardee's or Carl's Jr., depending on where you're from. Or then for my side, you gotta go with the chicken nuggets from Wendy's. Thank you again. Have a good day.
First of all, Chuck, before you go, I got to say something. I got to say something to you, okay? Chuck, this is a college football show. We talk college football here. So when you call on a Wednesday night of college football season and ask me about fast food, I got to tell you, Chuck, to be honest, it's a fucking brilliant question, and I love it.
Well, thank you.
I just threw Chuck for a loop there. He didn't know where I was going. I just bounced him like a basketball, and I'm going to answer the question. First of all, I should have kept him on. I should have kept him on the air because I didn't know I I thought I was alone as the Frisco Burger guy in the world. The Frisco Burger at Hardee's is the best fast food burger in America. I wish now Chuck, call back so we can talk Frisco Burger. I just want to talk Frisco Burger with you. Chuck, call back immediately so I can talk Frisco Burger. I love the Frisco Burger. Katie, what are you doing? But now nothing's sitting on the stool. All right. Everybody relax. Lord, that's going to destroy this chat. What? You were just on screen for like 2 seconds. It's about to be Sympathon 2022. Hey. We have a TCU boy. I had to give him the horns up. Yep, there go the Awoogas. There goes. I love a Frisco Burger. God damn it. Let me know when Chuck's back on the line so me and him can talk Frisco Burger. I'll go Frisco Burger, Sonic Tater Tots, a limited time only peach milkshake from Chick-fil-A, and for my appetizer, I would either have 8 chicken nuggets from Chick-fil-A or a fillet of fish from McDonald's. I love a fillet of fish.
That was the match-winning question in my dozen game the other day.
Fillet of fish?
Filet of fish has, other than the bread and the fish, what other 2 ingredients?
Cheese and tartar sauce.
Yeah.
That was a question on the dozen?
Yeah. The other side was other than the potatoes, what does the Taco Bell Fiesta potatoes have on it?
I have no idea.
Sour cream and nacho cheese.
I don't eat Taco Bell.
I got both questions easily.
I don't eat Taco Bell.
He's online it.
Hey, Chuck, thanks for calling back. Sorry I hung up on you. Let's talk Frisco Burgers, brother.
The one thing I like with the Frisco Burger is that when you get bacon on the burger, it's normally a piece of shit bacon.
Yeah.
But at Hardee's, they put their heart and soul to it. And the Texas toast, can't beat it.
I don't. Well, first of all, and not to disagree with you or anything, but it's not Texas toast. It's sourdough.
Oh, that just raises the notch even more now, man.
It's sourdough, and the thing about a Frisco Burger and that sourdough, when you get it out of the bag and you take your first bite, that sourdough is like crispy and in the edge, but after you hold it for about 5 minutes, that sourdough kind of gets one with the burger, and it's just all in there together. And oh my God, a Frisco Burger is delicious. How about the biscuits from Hardee's? You a big Hardee's biscuits guy?
Sorry, what was that, man?
You a big Hardee's biscuits guy?
Oh, I think Hardee's is very underrated.
So underrated.
It is.
In Green Bay, do you have Hardee's or Carl's Jr.?
We have Hardee's here in Green Bay. We have one store.
That's awesome. That's awesome. All these other people want to talk about football. Fuck's their problem? John from Atlanta, go.
Hey, Brandon. My question is that, sometimes we can see things before other people do,
yeah.
Right? Like a football game can be tied in the third, but you can tell exactly how it's going to end.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What I'm seeing is that you're going to go down as the greatest of all time when it's all said and done, and I was wondering if you've realized that yet.
John, the problem with that is I have realized it, but I don't know that enough people out there have realized it. I think some people out there still think, "Oh, Brandon just yells and he hates my team and he's a bad person." No, I'm the best mind in college football and I'm going to be the GOAT. But John, just since I got you here and for discussion's sake, I'd like for you to lay out the case that Brandon Walker is going to be the GOAT.
Well, listen to me here. It's these other people claim that they're content people and that they've got what it takes to entertain the masses, but I just don't think that they have mental quickness and just the cleverness isn't there with them.
Yeah.
Right? The dedication to the craft is what I think is lacking a lot. We've seen that with some people. The dedication of the craft is lacking a lot.
Man, John, listen. You know what the fuck you're talking about, brother.
I did have one more thing, Brandon, if you got a second.
Uh-oh.
All that being said, I did want to know Did they ever find out why you look like that?
No, I've been ugly since the start. I went to dinner with Casey Smith the other day and my mom in Baton Rouge, and my mom spent like 45 minutes telling Casey how ugly I was when I was born. Her exact quote was, "He was a heinous-looking thing." So I've been bad-looking from the beginning.
Yeah, you can't have it all, though.
John, I almost believe that the first part of your call was just a setup for the second part of your call.
I meant every word, Brandon Walker.
I'm going to believe you. Thank you, John. You know what? I'll settle for the first part. If I got to take the second part to get the first part, I'll take it.
What?
Ryan, first of all, calm down, Ryan. I just got to you. All right? Don't be hollering what? Ryan in Northern Michigan. What? Stop making noises and let me introduce you. Ryan in Northern Michigan, go.
Hey, buddy. Two quick questions. First one, you're a big dog guy, correct? Love dogs.
I like dogs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I have a 5-month-old Brittany puppy, orange and white, named Nash. Beautiful dog. Do you have any tips as far as like biting and like nipping, like how to kind of deter that since you're a dog owner?
Yeah, I would say when it cocomes to biting and nipping a 5-month-old dog, you probably shouldn't do it because you don't want to put your mouth on a goddamn dog.
Well, I guess I was more talking about him, but biting and nipping at me.
Oh, no, I don't have anything for that.
Okay, cool. Follow-up question. So I was in Birmingham this last weekend for a wedding and got to witness a bunch of Alabama fans see a little bit of like reality that the rest of us face every week of losing.
I bet that was fantastic.
It was amazing. I guess my question from that is just because when I saw the despair and sadness in their eyes is what needs to happen for like that great shift in college football to happen again, where like Alabama's gone, they're not relevant.
Hey, I listen. I think we could be doing it if you pay attention to what's happened the last 3 years. Georgia has risen to the top of the sport. Michigan has all of a sudden woken up where they're putting back-to-back awesome seasons out there. Alabama's shown some fucking problems this year. Not only just losing games, but they haven't looked good even in their wins. Clemson has shown that they're not what they've been. So I think we're in the midst of a changing of the guard right now. And it should happen more often than it does. Like Alabama going on a 15-year run is unheard of, and it's the longest time we've ever seen. But I think now, and Lincoln Riley's out at USC waking them up, I think in the next 3 to 5 years we're going to have an entirely new set of teams at the top of the sport outside of maybe Ohio State.
Yeah, no, that'd be excellent, especially with the 12-team playoff coming up, seeing all the fresh blood. That'd be great. So, hey, I appreciate you, and I hope you have a great evening.
Thank you. Why is everybody so goddamn nice tonight? Northern Michigan seems like a place that would be incredible and terrible. Like, in September, I bet Northern Michigan is lovely. I doubt I'd enjoy Northern Michigan in January.
They did a rediscovering up there.
I don't be watching that show.
It looks like hell.
I think they call themselves Youpers.
I think so too. Yes. It's just like frozen.
Okay, apparently the chat is on the idea that TJ and Katie are dating. All right. I won't discourage those rumors. Oh, was I supposed to talk? Okay. TJ, do you have the chat up just so you can get all the W's?
We gotta delete the chat.
Who said I bet TJ has a hog?
The chat.
I've never seen TJ's penis.
Confirm.
Hunter in Alabama. Go ahead.
Brandon, everyone has been saying that Saban's made bad hires, and that's the problem with Alabama.
Right.
And I agree. He has made bad hires. but all people want to talk about are the offensive, defensive coordinators, maybe some position coaches. I'll tell you where Saban made the worst hire that he's made in his entire tenure at Alabama. That's in the strength and conditioning department.
Okay.
When was the last time you saw?
Don't know. Let me just stop you there. Strength and conditioning coaches are pretty much a dime a dozen, and you did not win national titles because you're a strength and conditioning coach ever. I want to tell you something that nobody's considering, okay? Consider this. For 15 years, Nick Saban hit on almost every 5-star and 4-star he recruited. Not every single one like Blake Barnett or somebody else, but he hit on most of his 5-star and 4-star recruits. For the first time in his career at Alabama, he's missed on some big-time guys. If you look at their running back room, where you got Jace McClellan and a couple other guys behind Jahmyr Gibbs, they're all 5-star guys, and they're not special at all. You have wide receivers who are 4- and 5-star guys that are just average as hell at Alabama. You have a defense filled with 5-star guys, and you're kind of weak at certain areas. For the first time ever, Saban has missed on recruits. Like, look at Eli Ricks, who was a transfer from LSU, and people thought he's an All-American, and he's been one of the worst defensive backs in the SEC this year. I don't think Saban's used to missing. And you can say strength and conditioning, and what you're about to counter and say is the recruits are good, we're just not developing because of our strength and conditioning, right? That's what you were going to say?
No, I agree with you. Our recruits have not hit correctly, but I think that even bad recruits can be developed.
Yeah, I don't think so. Bad recruits are bad recruits. And strength and conditioning, listen, Scott Cochran was a big-time strength and conditioning coach for you guys. Now he's at Georgia. He's winning national titles. You know why he's winning national titles? Because Kirby and Nick Saban for years and years have recruited the best players. And it has nothing to do with how much weight they're lifting or how hard he's pushing them. 888-STOOL-22. Cole and Savannah, go.
Hey, Brandon, just wanted to confirm that, I guess I should say Portnoy confirmed that TJ does, in fact, have a howitzer. The other thing I wanted to ask you was whether or not you thought it was possible that college football could transition to like a Premier League model where you have like maybe the top 24 teams, and then there's like a tier below where maybe if you win the national championship of that league, you could move up.
Yeah, I just don't think relegation will ever happen in college football. The money's too great to share, and you're never going to get – if you get 24 teams at the top 24, I don't think you're ever going to see anybody move up. Like, it just doesn't work on that level here. What have I missed in the hog thing?
Far too much hog talk happening.
Did he say Portnoy said something about your hog?
You remember Howitzer Gate?
Right? What's that got to do with your penis?
I think it was just general penis relation talk. We don't talk about that.
We don't. Oh, we talk about penises all the time here. What is this, Katie? Is this from John Kelly?
There's more videos too.
This is from John Kelly?
Yeah.
These are videos or pictures?
Those are pictures of video sending.
Okay. 888-STOOL-22. I got open lines, by the way, if you want to call. Johnny and Eugene, go.
Yo, what's up, Brandon? So me and my boy here, we're trying to figure out a way that Oregon can get into the CFP. And looking up the schedules, it looks like Michigan could lose, Tennessee might lose.
I mean, this is easy, John.
TCU.
This is easy.
TCU is probably going to win out. But what's your blueprint for Oregon to ride into the CFP?
Oregon wins the rest of their games. They're in the playoff. Period. Done. Because I don't know where you got off saying the TCU is probably going to win out. They are not. They're going to lose this week. They're going to lose next week. They're the biggest fraud in college football right now. TCU is not going to the playoff. Oregon, if they win out, which is a big if, they're going to the playoff, period. And I don't think you have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about any discussions. After TCU loses, you're going to have Big Ten champ, SEC champ, Tennessee, and then an open spot for the Pac-12 champ. And that's what you got. Because whoever loses Ohio State, Michigan has no resume. So I think as long as there's a one-loss Pac-12 champ, they're in. If there's not a one-loss Pac-12 champ, it opens the door back up for Michigan.
Right. Well, we're going to smoke Washington, we're going to smoke Utah, and we're going to smoke Oregon State. So, I mean, I totally agree with you.
Now, wait a minute. Wait, time. Isn't this starting to get familiar? Doesn't Oregon get to this spot a lot where they look like they're going to go to the playoff and then they end up losing to Arizona or Arizona State? Like, isn't this where you guys normally drop a game you're not supposed to drop?
It is, but we have a Heisman caliber quarterback, and we've scored 40-plus points in every game except for our 40-point loss in week 1. So,
all right, fair enough. Good answer. TJ, do you know the shit show that ensued when you left the Yak today?
I heard.
And Steve tried to play Oregon Trail?
You want to know a little inside secret?
Yes. Did you tank it?
Kind of like sent my boys up to Phil.
Did you?
No, I'm kidding. I didn't. I got to figure out a better way to play those games because I don't.
He found a better one.
Yeah, I saw the SAS clip of him shooting.
Katie, are you stoking the fires of the big hog talk? Girls take one look at it and get nervous? What are you doing, Katie?
Why not?
Hey, Jar.
Can't believe you did this, Katie. Oh God, is this gonna suck? Cajun Sensation, go ahead.
Well, if it isn't the greatest mind in college football.
Hello?
Did you take Bama minus 13.5? You said you were going to run to the gambling window and to take that bet last week when I talked to you?
I did.
You took How many units did you get face fucked for on that bet?
Just one.
Just one?
Mm-hmm.
Give me your Venmo, man. I'll toss you some cash to float you by through payday. I tried to tell you, bro. I mean, I wasn't watching the game. I know that you were probably watching from Woodville, Mississippi, or wherever you're from your glass screen TV with rabbit ears. I wasn't watching on TV. I was at Tiger Stadium, and I was thinking about you. All this hog talk, y'all talking about TJ has a hog. No, you know who has a fucking hog? Brian Kelly has a hog, and he showed it to you Saturday night. He showed it to everybody Saturday night. So if you want to talk about hogs, let's talk about Brian Kelly's hog.
You called me to talk about Brian Kelly's penis?
Yes. And I called you to tell you that I was thinking about you in Tiger Stadium.
So while you were looking at Brian Kelly's penis, you were thinking about me?
Yes.
Okay. Well, congratulations.
Are you going to ask Portnoy to float you a couple grand till payday, or do you want me to Venmo you
listen,
or what?
Cajun,
I'm worried about you.
Cajun, I'm torn on you because you got half a good call here. The hog talk and all that was good. The losing a bet talk doesn't do shit to anybody. I lose bets all the time, okay? You should tell me I'm a fucking hillbilly that was wrong and I can go suck Saban's dick. You can tell me that Brian Kelly just broke one off in me. You're not landing this plane. Like, you're getting in the air and you're telling me some good things, but half your call sucks. So fix it.
You yelled at me, dude, and took your shirt off. You hurt my feelings last week, and I'm just here to talk to you again. Buddy to buddy.
Okay. Well, I'm not taking my shirt off this week. Did I take my shirt off last week? I don't think that happened.
Yeah, you took your LSU shirt off, remember?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Listen.
Adorable little Oshkosh Bagosh LSU shirt.
Well, first of all, it's Southern Marsh, and it's a $90 shirt, and it's very comfortable, and I like it.
I liked it, too.
So are we talking shit to each other, or are we complimenting each other? You've got me in a blender right now.
No, I'm one of your biggest fans, dude. I just wanted to – you said you're the greatest mind in college football.
I am.
You yelled at me. You told me I'm an idiot. Today you said run to the gambling window and take Arkansas this weekend.
And you know – listen, you can talk shit. You know you're nervous as fuck about this one.
I'm a little nervous.
Yeah, you should be. 12 o'clock after your biggest win, or 11 o'clock game after your biggest win. You're only a 3-point favorite on the road against Arkansas. Like, this is not a good spot.
It's crap written all over it. But I had no worries in the world about Bama. I'm not kidding. I knew we were going to win that game.
Yeah, you did.
do have
First of all, y'all won. Hold on. And that's fine. You won, so you get to celebrate it, and you get to shove it in my face. Not like y'all beat them by 30, all right? You won on a 2-point conversion. It's not like, oh, my God, I knew it and you were wrong. I mean, like, it came down to the fucking end.
Yeah, it came down to the end, but you got to admit, LSU got fucking raked over the coals by those refs.
Oh,
and overcame it all. Come on, the tip ball,
You got to be some kind of pansy to blame the refs in a win.
Dude, I'm not blaming the refs. I'm telling you, from what I saw in the stands, we were getting fucking hosed, dude.
All right. How did I win an argument against somebody who had the high ground? That's crazy. I should not be able to even compete in that argument. His team won. I was wrong. And somehow all right, the chat is currently talking about Katie's OnlyFans page. Sometimes I lose the chat. Sometimes the chat just goes on and does what they want. So right now they're talking about TJ and Katie's body parts. All right. Iuka, Mississippi checking in. Beautiful Iuka. Tishomingo County. Hard northeast corner of Mississippi. Friend of mine I grew up with coaches the Tishomingo County girls basketball team. They went and played for state last year. His name's Brian Milton. Good guy. Real good guy. Good coach. He needs to DM me back because I DM'd him a video of my girl shooting a jumper and said, help me fix this. But he never DM'd me back. Jay Witt says it ain't all about you, BFW. He says on the chat of the Brandon Walker Show with Brandon Walker. Gunner in South Texas, go.
Hey, Brandon. First of all, I'm a fucking Georgia Bulldog, not what I'm calling in to talk about. I want to ask you about LSU. If LSU wins out, what are your thoughts on them making the college football playoff?
If they went out, they're going to be in the college football playoff. They're going to be an SEC champion. They will have had an incredible run, and they will be in the playoff. Now, it sucks that it'll be a 2-loss team, but they will have earned it. They'll be the SEC champion with wins over Georgia and Alabama. They would be in the playoff. I don't know how the rest of the playoff falls after that. I think it would go LSU, Georgia, probably Ohio State, and Pac-12 champ, and then Tennessee's just fucked. But if LSU were to win out, which I do not think they will do, they would be in the playoff.
They will not win out, but the real question is what's going to happen if they do win out, Georgia or Tennessee in the playoff?
Georgia. That's easy.
Like I said, I'm a fucking dog. Completely agree with you.
I mean, listen, and I'll tell you why.
Let's go down.
We saw last year, if Georgia goes 12-0 and loses in the conference championship game, they're still going to get in. And they would deserve to get in because if LSU was to win out, all right, and you have LSU, Georgia, Tennessee, LSU goes in because they have won the conference championship. Then your discussion with LSU out of the picture is Georgia against Tennessee. Well, Georgia wins that all day, every day because they beat the shit out of them. I do think that's not going to be reality. I think the reality is Georgia's going to win the SEC and carry Tennessee to the playoff with them. But if it played out the way you said, LSU would win.
Hey, the reality is you're the king of the South. Tennessee sucks. My name ends with an AR. Go Dogs.
Well, you'll never get the AR here, buddy. Sorry. It's your Gunner. Sorry. You're lucky we had any of those words spelled even close to correct.
What did he say?
Said his name has an AR. By the way, first of all, your parents had 9 months that came up with Gunner, okay? If you're named Gunner, you don't get to do spelling smack. All right? Your name is fucking Gunner. You're named after a goddamn video game character from 1987. Well, play Contra, you dipshit.
Up, down, left, right.
BA start.
BA start select.
No, it's select start if you want 2 player.
Yep.
It's start if you want 1 player.
Yep.
Up, down, left, right, BA, select start.
Yep.
Now we both got 30 lives. And you know what? We still ain't going to beat the game because it's hard as fuck.
I could probably handle it. Actually, no. Old school games are way harder than
harder.
It's like really
no.
Like Punch Out is
TJ,
like
you've said it now.
Yeah.
You. My goal for you is you're coming to my house one day.
Okay.
And you're not leaving until you beat Contra.
Yeah. All right.
We'll get you 30 lives, but you're not leaving until you beat Contra.
All right.
How come you haven't been to my house? We both live in Jersey. You should come to my house one day.
For what?
Katie's been to my house.
Why?
Oh, she no-showed. Oh, Katie. You got to come to my house.
Wasn't it supposed to be like a...
Yeah, she had to come watch the Royal Rumble with me.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you never did it.
Statute of limitations.
No, you didn't do it. There was a snowstorm the night of the Rumble. You didn't come.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you don't really care for me. You wanted to make Casey miserable.
No, it was you.
I know, but you were more excited if Casey lost, so
Contra, top 5 game. All right, quick top 5 list. Top 5 Nintendo Entertainment System games. Number 1, number 1, Contra. Number 2, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Number 3, Super Mario Brothers 3. Number 4, Baseball Stars. Number 5, Tecmo Super Bowl. You got it? Number 1, Contra. Number 2, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. Number 3, Super Mario Brothers 3. Number 4, Baseball Stars. Number 5, Tecmo Super Bowl. Should I go top 10? I could go top 10. Matt Dixon says Excite Bike. I'm glad he says that. The most overrated game in the history of the genre. Nobody loves playing Excite Bike. You turn it on, you play it for like 5 minutes, you go, ooh, ooh, and then you go red, and then you quit. Nobody plays Excite Bike for more than 5 minutes. Ever. And some of you just don't know video games. Dig Dug? No. Leech Arena Golf? No. Ice Hockey? No. It's not even the best hockey game. RC Pro-Am? Maybe.
Was Pole Position on...
That was an Atari game. That was before Nintendo. There was probably an addition of Pole Position on Nintendo, but it was before.
What was the...
Rad Racer. RC Pro-Am was the best racing game on Nintendo Entertainment System. Well, Micro Machines was really good too, but that came out late in the cycle. Do they have arcades in Mississippi State? No. Well, they don't have arcades in Mississippi. Chicken and rice. John in Philly, go.
Hey, Brandon, I was curious as to how you think the Big 12 is going to play out. Obviously, TCU at the top, but big game this weekend. And then you very likely will have 3 different 2-loss teams in the Big 12 going for that last spot in the Big 12 championship. So just curious as to who you think they will play and who you think will end up winning the Big 12 when it's all said and done.
Man, I have no fucking idea. Listen, the Big 12 is a fucking convoluted mess because I think TCU is eventually going to have 2 losses too. I think they're going to lose to Baylor and Texas. So you're going to have a fucking whole mess. Like you said, TCU's at the top now, but in my estimation, they're about to lose 2 games in a row. So if they do that, how the hell do we make sense of that? I don't know. I would have to look at the standings and look at like an abacus and figure out the math because I just don't see. The Big 12 makes no sense. But as soon as TCU loses, they're out of the playoffs, so it's not going to matter. Like nobody's going to really sit around and worry about the Big 12. B-Walt got Tua at 60 for 1 MVP. Do I cash out or let it ride? Let it ride. Although, what's your cash out option? Probably not great yet. Yeah. He's not even. He's like 30 to 1 right now. Ivan, Ironman Stewart's off-road racing was legit. It sure was. I have an arcade machine with every Nintendo and Sega and Super Nintendo game ever at my house right now. And every arcade game. Made until like 2000. I love it so much. So, TJ, I love that thing. It's my favorite thing.
I'm going to have arcade machines one day.
I have 2. I have an NBA Jam machine and that one.
I want the old ones though. I want one that was in an arcade.
Yeah. I don't have that yet.
Which they'll get more expensive over time.
Oh yeah, they're like $4,000.
I want Nicktoons Racing. I want Crazy Taxi. I want the Simpsons game. I want Arctic Thunder.
Oh, Arctic Thunder, the whole thing.
Yeah, I want the thing. I had it for PS2.
Where are you gonna put that thing at?
I don't know. Figure it out.
Cruising USA was good.
Yeah, I like Crazy Taxi.
Was Crazy Taxi a big one too, or was it a stand-up?
There's a seated one, and then there's a standing one with a foot pedal
I
and a
never
wheel.
played Crazy Taxi in the arcade. Now I had it on Dreamcast.
Yeah, that was one of my dad's games that he had on like PS2 when I was growing up, and then I saw it in an arcade. I was like, oh, nice.
Peter in New York, go.
BFW, how you doing?
Great. What's up?
So I had an LSU question. You kind of answered it, but do you really think LSU, with 2 losses, winning the SEC, gets in over Tennessee, who went into Baton Rouge and murdered them?
Yes.
Wow, that's messed up in my opinion. They got to get rid of divisions quicker.
All right, so you're going to keep the SEC champ out of the playoff and put the SEC number 2 and SEC number 3 in? How does that work?
I would put Tennessee in. They got less losses, and they murdered them in their house.
It's a fine argument, and it's great. But if I'm running a playoff, I'm skipping the SEC champ to get somebody who didn't make it to Atlanta. That just doesn't. I don't think the committee's going to do that.
I agree with you. I think the committee would put LSU in. I just don't think it's right.
At the end of the day, it'll just be Tennessee getting fucked. So will we care? I mean, their fans have already shown they're a bunch of bitches that don't. Yeah, fuck them. I hope they get fucked. Where'd Thomas in Chicago go? Okay, there he is. Thomas in Chicago, go.
Hey, Brandon. Hope you're having a good day. Got 2 things for you. First one, did you see the whole Dan Lanning quote about possibility of leaving for Auburn?
Yeah, he's not going there because Lane Kiffin's already got that job. I don't know why people keep talking about anybody else for that job. I saw Dan Lanning's quote, and Dan Lanning, hopefully for Oregon, they don't become bridesmaids again because that would just be ridiculous. They got to stop hiring people from the South if he were to leave, but I don't think he's going to leave. I think he realizes he's got a good thing, and he's going to recruit at a high level. Can I just say one thing? Why did you not lead off with an office trivia question?
Couldn't find. Okay, how about this one? Okay. I want to say I think remember the Office episode where they bring in two outside like strippers, one for the females up in the conference room and one for the males downstairs. Who do they bring in for the females in the conference room?
I mean that's come on, you can't. I'm Brandon Walker, all right, and I understand I put you on the spot and you weren't going to ask one, but it's Ben Franklin, all right? And we're just going to move on because that's too easy. That's an insulting question for me. Quackshot Forsaker was good. 888 still 22. Blake in Detroit, go.
Hey, Brandon. Just wanted to say that as a big Michigan fan, I think that there's been a shift the last few years in terms of Michigan versus Ohio State about toughness. I've been to way too many games at the Big House, watching the Dementor of Urban Meyer come in and suck the life and happiness out of our program, and, watching guys like J.K. Dobbins and, this will go on for hours of guys just always beating us. And last year I was fortunate enough to be on the field before the games, and I was watching C.J. Stroud and Jackson Smith and Jigba do TikToks in the end zone while Michigan was running like basically Oklahoma drills. And I just think that there's a new toughness at Michigan, and I think it's the reason why we're going to go into Columbus and take some names. I think it's 8.5 points. I think it's the spread now. It opened at 17 before the year.
All right.
I think it's going to keep going down. So
let me stop you there. It's a very good point made by you, and it's something that people don't really think about with Michigan enough. Harbaugh took a little longer to get Michigan to the level that he wanted them than people would have anticipated. But the reason he probably took a little while longer, it takes longer to instill toughness in a program than it does to instill skill in a program. It's easy to instill skill in a program, go down the recruiting rankings or go in the transfer portal and get the ones that look the best, running the ball, throwing the ball, and all that. But to instill toughness in a program, to instill that fourth quarter mentality where I'm going to run it and you can't do a goddamn thing about it, that takes getting the right guys, training the right guys, and building them the right way. And Harbaugh did it. And nobody realized it until last year when Columbus went to Ann Arbor and it was snowing just a little bit, and they were just running it right down their fucking throat. And this year, you've got the skill of Ohio State, who still doesn't look like they've got that toughness, because when they were in Northwestern in bad weather the other day, They looked like they wanted to be nowhere other than they wanted to be anywhere other than playing that football game in that weather. Meanwhile, Northwestern's guys were taking their shirt off and waving it around and just couldn't wait to get on the field. So that tells me that Ohio State might not be all that tough, and Michigan could do it again. Now, I think Ohio State's probably going to win the game, but the point you have made is correct. There's been a shift in toughness, and it's all on Michigan's side right now. That is a terrific point.
Thank you. All I just want to point out is our down the field corners aren't the greatest. You saw that a bit with the Rutgers game, and I could still see CJ throwing for 505 touchdowns. That's just me being scared the last few years, but I think we got it.
Well, it's going to look a lot different. It's going to look like Ohio State's going to score quickly and on big plays, and Michigan's going to go 92 yards in 12 plays, just running 6 yards at a chunk, and it's still going to be a high-scoring game, but it's going to be fun. 8-8, still 22. William and Hattiesburg, go.
Good evening, Brandon. First time for me to call this show, and I just want to tell you that your prediction on the playoff is spot on. Just kudos to you on that. Another reason why I named my son Brandon.
Thank you.
That's right. I keep hearing these Oregon, these fans, Clemson, these Tennessee, just week after week, just coming on here when they finally showed up and had a decent year or a decent week, right. And they sound like the Bama contingent for the most part that's been here for 15 years, yeah. and I'm like, slow your roll, guys. And just quickly, I want to take the Oregon. You have Washington, number 25. You have Utah, number 13, and you're at Oregon State. So, and your quarterback is Bo Nix. Okay, he's having a decent year, but it's Bo Nix, guys. I mean, let's be realistic here. Do I really think Oregon's going to be there? If they run those three, yes, they'll get there, just like you said earlier in the call. But I don't think they make it. This is coming down really simple here. TCU, fraud. They're going to lose this weekend big time. They're down. I mean, they're number 4 in the playoff, and they're a 7-point underdog.
Yeah.
I mean.
Well, here's the thing about the Pac-12. The Pac-12 has an incredible opportunity to get a team in the playoff for the first time since, 2015 with Washington? Maybe 2016 was one of them years. They have an incredible opportunity. But the Pac-12 has kind of perfected stepping on its own toes. And if you look towards the rest of this season, could I see a spot where Utah fucks up Oregon's season? Because Utah was so much more physical than them twice last year. Utah could beat Oregon. And then Utah could win the Pac-12 championship, and that takes the Pac-12 out. Or USC could beat UCLA, then lose to Notre Dame, and then win the Pac-12 title. That would take the Pac-12 out. So as much as we talk about the Pac-12 getting in or Oregon getting in, there's a lot of hay to be put in the barn before that happens. Everything that really makes the Pac-12 champion strong is in front of them. Like, none of them really have that good of a win yet. USC doesn't have a great win, but they got UCLA and Oregon coming up. So we'll see if anybody can survive that and be part of this discussion. But everything you said is a fair criticism of Oregon. Thank you. What happened to my crazy motherfuckers? Phil in New Jersey, go.
Hey, Brandon. So I started to really get into college football around last year, and I started betting on it all the time.
Yep.
However, I don't have a team I support because I didn't go to college. I dropped out of community college, so I did go to college. But do I just support my local team? Do I support Rutgers even though they're shit? Or do I, spin a wheel and pick a team to support?
Well, I mean, as a yak guy, I can't ever discourage spinning a wheel to do something. But let me just interview you real quick, okay? Let me ask you some questions. Do you see yourself ever going to football games, or you just want somebody to root for on TV?
No, I want to go to football games, but when I'm above 21, so I'm not that weird.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you plan on being in New Jersey and going to these football games, or do you plan on being somewhere else?
I'll travel. I don't care. I'll travel.
All right. So, do we want one within 200 miles, or does it matter?
It could be in Anchorage, Alaska. I can care less.
All right. Do you like corn dogs?
occasionally, like between July 1st and July 15th, but anywhere around or after that, probably not.
What's your favorite food?
Probably steak and mashed potatoes.
Okay. All right. What's your favorite type of music?
Probably like soft rock.
Okay. How big's your penis?
Like 6 on a good day, like 7 on a bad day.
Okay. What is your ideal temperature outside?
Between 55 and 65.
Who do you think shot John F. Kennedy?
The CIA.
What's your favorite sitcom from the 1990s?
Is Seinfeld a sitcom?
Yes.
All right, then Seinfeld.
What's your third favorite drink?
A rum and Diet Coke.
What's your least favorite race?
The Indy 500.
All right, we're about halfway there. All
right.
Name both states that start with the letter T.
Tennessee and Texas.
Okay. All right. There are 3 5-letter state capitals. Name them right now.
3 5-letter state capitals. I don't know. I dropped out of community college. I don't know.
Yikes. They're Boise, Salem, Oregon, and Dover, Delaware. That's tough.
You're the one who texts KB these questions. I don't know.
That's tough. What's your favorite color?
It is probably like light pink, like a salmon.
You know, if you're not going to take this seriously, I was taking it seriously and was going to give you an answer, but now you're just not even giving me real answers.
No, all right. I'll give you a real color. My real color is probably I like a blue, like a sky blue.
Sky blue. All right. I think you need to be an NC State fan.
Why? Can I ask why?
I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to do who gives a shit who you're a fan of? I don't care. Will in Northern California, go.
Hey, Brandon. How you doing?
Great.
Yeah, so I'm a senior in high school right now. Growing up in California, love college football, big Texas Longhorns fan. Probably not going to get in there. Hard as shit to get into. So wondering what SEC school besides Mississippi State you would recommend for me.
All right. What do you like to do?
Well, I like to, given the season, go hunting.
The answer is Georgia. Athens, Georgia is the best place in the SEC, and you should go there because there's a lot of good-looking women.
Appreciate the answer.
Also, you're not going to get into Georgia. If you don't get in Texas, you're not getting into Georgia either. So go to Alabama. That's where a lot of people go to act like they have a good football team, and there's also a lot of good-looking women there.
Love it.
All right. All right, we got to go. Da, 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 da.
The Dozen is up next.
The Dozen is up next. Is it the first game? Is it Chicago against the Frankettes?
It is the Chicago against the Frankettes.
We recorded this last night in New York City. It was awesome.
It was awesome.
It was. Were you there?
Yeah.
You did a meet and greet.
Yeah, it was awesome. Thanks for everybody for coming out for that.
All right.
November 11th, we are bringing the Barstool Invitational to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia. That's right, the captain of Philly is bringing our first college basketball tournament. We're doing it all. Halftime show, announcing, tickets, you name it, all us. Game 1, 5 p.m. It is UAB versus Toledo. Game 2, Mississippi State versus Akron. We're doing it all. You want a unique basketball experience? Buy your tickets today. They're cheap, time of your life. Bang!